Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. And today I'm out again at Rocky Butte. There's this plaque here for Dr. Hill. I have no idea who he is. I don't remember this plaque being up here the last time I was up here. Although this park has been made quite nice since the last time I was up here. Maybe I was up here when I was a kid. It's been quite a while. I don't remember all these light posts and everything. This is all built out of stones from the old prison that used to be up here, and they remade it into a park. You know, what else was it good for? We're at the top of the butte up here. It's good for a view. Anyway, I have a question here that is from the NES Master, and he says it's a question about MMOs closing down, stuff like Tabula Rasa and EverQuest Adventures. And he says, what do I think about MMOs shutting down after a period of time? Is it fair to the players? Is it fair of them on how many years they've paid and played, and you know, all the items and everything that they've accumulated over the years? A great example is the MMO that is shutting down that is called EverQuest Online Adventures for the PS2. This game had been up for 9 years, and on February 29th they decided to shut down. That was this past February 29th, so it's already down. And so he said that they only got a 1-month notice, and many of the players were absolutely outraged, and that he can't blame them for being so upset, and I can't blame them for being upset either. And so then he says that, anyway, he talks about it being a horrible gift that someone gave him a time code for one of the games after the fact. Anyway, the games don't live forever. They just don't. And, you know, many of them, though, could, you know, if you think about it, they could go on as player-run stuff. There are some games out there that have converted into a player community, and they've actually gotten permissions to do that. But there are others who, you know, that the license, the IP of it, is not something that the company is willing to let go, and so they don't allow other people to do that. Now, the games are a business, and so when they are business, if you think about it, they have to be able to earn a profit. And, you know, what is the cost for doing, you know, the operations of everything, not including actually, you know, making new content? But there's still customer service time, there's still server maintenance time, the hardware gets old and has to be replaced. You know, hardware doesn't last forever. Even though the game may only require the resources of a certain type of server, that server will not last forever. When you add heat to a server or to computer systems, they break down. And that's why we have fans in our computers. And it's why when you know, a fan goes out, that your computer freaks out. But, so, you know, there's a whole cost to all of that, and they are a business, and so they need to be able to run it as a business. Now, why would they only give a 1-month notice? Well, it's because as soon as they give notice, a whole bunch of people will quit. And then it costs them even more to operate after that. And I don't blame them at all. And I don't know, you know, Google has this philosophy of, it's like an open data front, is that what it's called? It's a philosophy of being able to take your data with you. And you know, you talk about your items and stuff that you've accumulated in the game and all the money you've paid to play. Well, you got to think about it a couple of ways here. One is that this data liberation front, that's what it's called, I think. And it means that all of your data can be exported when someone matches this, I don't know, code of ethics for data services, such as your website, or such as hosting files for you, or whatnot. And so they always make it so that it can be exported into another service. Well, it'd be really hard to export your sword from EverQuest Online Adventures into another game. You know, maybe if they were coming out with another EverQuest, or something like that, you know, maybe they could work out something to where it's like a cash out and a cash in, or something like that. I have seen that done before. And, you know, in the case of like Tabula Rasa, you know, even though that game was really loved by a lot of people, the game was not making money. It wasn't making sense, and so that's why it was shut down. And I was really, you know, that's a whole nother story. Maybe I should talk about that sometime, my thoughts about how that worked out for Richard Garriott and how his original vision got totally mutilated into something else that the game publisher wanted, and that things like that cause failures. They you know, people like Garriott, you know, who's a brilliant man and thinks way outside the box, and has been right several times. He's not right every time, just like I'm not right every time, but when he does get it right, he gets it really right. And you know, he could have gotten it really right on that, but the original game was not the game that you guys played. In fact, it was something completely different. And I got to see it. I got to play it a little bit at E3 one year, but it was completely different than the combat thing that came out. So anyway, they do need to be able to shut them down, and yes, it would be nice though if there was some sort of remuneration for all the time that you put in and all the items that you've collected and everything, but I don't know how they're going to do that. And this is also why this brings up another issue here. This is why the lawyers are so anal about the sales of items outside of the game. Because if they allow the sales of, say, that sword or the currency or whatever outside of the game, they endorse it, they whatever, then they become responsible for that having value when they go to shut down. And so that's why so many of them are so against that. Now, I think the laws are probably getting better, and they're able to build into their contracts these days about how they can mitigate that risk. But at the same token, it is still a concern, and it's why that the culture in like Korea and stuff like that, where they used to, you know, advertise in the newspapers how much sales were happening each day in each one of the games, and you know, the external markets, all of that stuff. But in the United States, it's been so very different, and it's really, I think it boils down to legal. And now there is also the question that most Americans have, and it's really an American thing, about whether or not the fairness of being able to buy your way into something. That's a whole nother video, folks. So anyway, yes, games do shut down. Yes, they should be able to. Should they give you more than 30 days notice? I don't think they need to. And so let me leave you with one final thought. If you decided that you were going to go to a movie every month, and let's just say for grins that that you were, well, let's just say that you were going to watch this series. One came out a month. You pay your ticket price of $10 to go every month. You experience it and everything. You walk away. After you're done with that experience, do they owe you anything else after that? How is a video game much different, other than it's interactive, but it's still entertainment? When you are paying your monthly fee, when that month is up, you have gotten that $10 or $15 worth of entertainment time. And are they required to give you any more? Are they required to put those videos out on DVD so that you can buy it and take it home? No, they're not. And in fact, not all movies come out on DVD. Most do, but not every one of them does. And so, you know, do they have an obligation for that? No. And is it very similar? I think so. I really believe that it is very similar. And so you have to look at these video games as entertainment, not as investment, not as property, and that they're entertainment that could become unavailable at any time. And then you just have to look back on it later and reminisce about the great times you had in EverQuest Online Adventures or Tabula Rasa. Hope that answers your question. I'm Markee Dragon. Take care. If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers, just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. You know, the sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So just subscribe, that's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Markee Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So anyway, that's all. Thank you.